Rutherford County Courthouse, yeah.
All right, so I guess if you want to say and spell your first and last name for me.
Okay, my name is Demorius Fuller Ali. That's DAMORIUSFULLER-ALI.
And kind of tell me just, you know, how the past couple of months have been for you, for your family. I understand.
The past couple of months have been very tragic, not only for me and my family, but for a lot of the people who are involved in the community of High Point, North Carolina, and the surrounding cities such as Greensboro. It's been very hard for us to be able to accept the fact that when we open our doors, when we step outside, when we get in our cars, when we're on the way to our job, we're on the way to pick up our kids from school, we could potentially be a victim to a crime that has nothing to do with us. It's very tragic that so many people have to lose life and time because of irrational decision making. I feel as if most of the youth and the teenagers that are causing these crimes, they don't have guidance. They don't have support from an individual such as a mentor or somebody to guide them in the right way. They took God out the picture, and if you ask me, they belittled their parents or anybody who tried to encourage them to do anything right, because one thing I realize is these children have choices. You have the choice to be able to go down the path that'll lead you into righteousness, or you have a choice to go down the path that'll lead you into darkness. Because most of these children have idols now, like these rappers. They seem to not really care about what path they want to go down, because they see that this lifestyle that somebody else is living look like it's good for them, it might fit them too. Not understanding the consequences and repercussions behind that lifestyle. So I'm here today because of the simple fact you have over 167 guns seized off the streets, and the fact is that so many people are being locked up because of this weapon, whether it be a weapon of mass destruction or whether it be a handheld gun. The fact is over 167 or 165 illegal guns have been seized from the community.
Well, the High Point Police Department says it's made the single largest weapons bust in the city.
Yeah, listen to this. Officers seized 31 guns and illegal drugs from a home on the city's northwest side near the intersection of Johnson Street and Skeet Club Road a week ago. In the end, officers arrested Alexander Kuzmanov. He's 26 years old and charged with possessing stolen goods as well as drug trafficking. Fox 8's Aaliyah Sims is here in the studio with us tonight. And Aaliyah, I understand people in the community actually helped officers find this person.
Yeah, Neil, neighbors called in 5 tips to Crime Stoppers on High Point about suspicious activities at the home. We learned from last night's public safety meeting. High Point officers seized a record 450 guns in 2022, and they hope to top that number this year.
Now, if you look close, you can see that Chief Stroud pretty much happy that they got all these guns up off the streets. But the thing is, you can continue to take these guns up off the streets. The thing is, criminals don't give a damn about the law. Law-abiding citizens care about the law, but yet they cannot protect themselves against those who don't.
Their plans is to go after guns used in crimes and from people who are not allowed to carry them in the first place. This neighborhood in the 1500 block of Glenmead is a lot safer these days after the largest gun seizure in High Point's police department's history was made, confiscating more than 30 firearms, setting a new record.
That has been a mission for us as a police department to target those illegal firearms.
Police arrested 26-year-old Alexander Kuzmanov. At Wednesday night's public safety meeting, Chief Travis Stroud talked about how illegal guns are getting in the wrong hands.
What it means is they're just going into unlocked cars. We see very few forced entries into vehicles. It's all unlocked vehicles. We got tons of ring cameras and everything else that we watch these people do. And it's a pretty simple process. We got plenty of video of people coming up and yanking on a car door that's locked, and guess what happens? They move along.
In a state built off capitalism, lock car or no lock car, we are in a state of poverty, and people are doing whatever they have to do to live, which is horrible.
How many guns have been stolen out of vehicles this year? Police could not give us an exact number Thursday afternoon. But on November 30th of last year, a spokesperson told Fox 8, in 45 vehicle break-ins in High Point, 50 firearms got taken. It's not clear if all the vehicles were unlocked.
Yeah, a lot of our stolen firearms, not even have to be a stolen firearm, it doesn't have to be reported stolen, are used in multiple crimes across multiple jurisdictions.
We also learned 30% of guns seized in the city are taken at vehicle stops.
That's a lot of guns. We're only touching the tip of the iceberg here, folks. But that's why we're going to continue to stop cars inside the city. It might be for minor motor vehicle violations. You still have to have reasonable suspicion or probable cause to make the stop, but we need officers who are going to take that investigation.
Again, Chief Stroud, don't get too happy, because like you said, you still have to have reasonable suspicion to make that stop. Pulling people over and illegally stopping them and violating their amendments will bring about a great case against the city of High Point, North Carolina, High Point Police Department. It's the finest.
With the help of the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, or NIBIN, ATF officers say the shell casings they find works like a fingerprint. It can be analyzed and matched, linking one shooting to another, helping investigators pinpoint the firearms being used and the shooters pulling the trigger.
I said once before, and I'ma say again, you can take all guns off the street that you want, but until the hearts and the minds of the individuals behind the gun changes, there will always be the same outcome and effect. My question then becomes, how does 189 illegal, unregistered guns even end up in the hands of most of the youth in High Point, when someone at the age of 28 years old, almost 29, can't even get their hands on one? The question then becomes, who's responsible for all of these guns coming into our communities, and who's questioning it? Now, once they do their fingerprints, once they do their diagnostics on where these guns came from, the serial numbers, and do their informational logins and etc., you come to find out that most of these guns are probably registered or pre-registered to someone who used to own them. Then you have to find out where these people come from and why they had these guns. And then you have to find out, well, what happened to these guns and how did they get in the possession of the individual who now is responsible for using this weapon of mass destruction, or for using this handheld gun which takes life and does not giveth life. I will say many times, and I'll say all over again, that I do not blame the gun for the deaths of the people who are now deceased in our graves. I blame the people behind the gun because of their mind frames, because of where their mindset is, because they have a heart that is hardened, because they have a heart that is cold. You have to understand that these people have put themselves in predicaments and situations that they cannot overcome. They must face God. For therefore, what I'm saying is, a judge can give you 10 to 20 years to life, but at the end of the day, you're not free yet. You're still held under bondage, because the Bible does say that thou shalt not kill, for you did not giveth this life, so therefore you shall not taketh this life away. I come on my channel, on my page, I need for you people to subscribe, to share, to like, to make sure that you pay attention to what I'm saying on my videos. I'm delivering you raw information, information to help you live, information that's like a tree. And once a tree gets light and water, that tree begins to grow. What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to water you down a little bit, and I'm trying to give you a little bit of sunlight in your darkness. For out of triple stage darkness comes light, people. There's an individual in me, someone in me who tells me I need to be the man who I am today. Someone who grew up a long time ago and realized life for what it was. What I need for most of y'all to do is come back into thyself. Come back into thyself. Stop following your idols. Stop believing in the wolf in sheep clothing. Stop taking up everything you see and hear, and start paying attention to everything you feel with your feelings, not just the emotions or the intents in the emotions, or the, the climax of the emotions. Pay attention to why you feel the emotions, and therefore you can adjust yourself in life a lot more for you to be able to justify that you should change your ways of thinking. This all starts from the heart. It all starts from the mind, and a lot of people ain't really realizing that This is a critical way that you have to live when every day you wake up, you're waking up to gunshots ringing in the middle of the night or early in the morning, or somebody in your family being took away from here due to gun violence because somebody chose to pick up a gun and pull the trigger.
Why so much violence? Why are people resolving their differences with guns?
People resolving their differences with guns because people don't lost their insights or their ways of really understanding what life really about. When you don't have a positive role model in your life, when most of these children are coming up in broken homes, when most of these people coming up living out of anger and not even understanding what life really about, you can understand why there's so many guns being picked up. When you living out of anger and don't even understand what self-control is, you end up going into this trap. And the trap is what you see every day, where you see people making irrational decisions. We all got a choice to be able to change our mind in circumstances or situations that might put us in jeopardy or jeopardize our life or our standards of living. A lot of people not using their minds no more. So this resolves in the use of gun violence.
Now, the High Point Police was out here today passing out the flyers to sort of like spread some awareness. Is that sort of thing going to help? Or, you know, they've done it in the past. Has it helped? Has it changed anything? What are your views on that?
You can spread awareness, but until people's hearts change, until they change their minds, their critical ways of thinking, you will always